Hey y'all, working on the 2008 F-150 today, doing the starter. So you want to jack it up on the frame, put a jack stand underneath. Be easier, at least in my opinion, maybe even take the tire off because it's going to be right up in here. I'll put a link to a previous video where I took that serpentine belt off because the AC compressor didn't want to turn over, and then I tried it again. But still, that wasn't the problem. So this wire is broke right here. You can see how rusty it is. Even the whole starter, pretty rough. This is next to the new one here. This is like $50, $60 off Amazon, like 2-day shipping. We'll see how it works out. I'm not a big fan of putting real cheap parts, but this truck's got a lot of rust issues, so we're just gonna try to get back on the road here. You're gonna need a 13 millimeter and a 10 millimeter, a 13 deep well too. Long and short handle ratchets, higher tooth count is better. There's your 13 miller bolts. You're gonna have a nut on this one for the ground wire here. Your 10 is for your communication wire here on the side. 13 is also gonna be for your power wire here, and the 3 bolts, one there and the 2 up there. Different lengths extensions are also a good idea. Also, this one's have wobble, so that was helpful. Wobble extensions might help you too. I mean universal. I was also able to use the mirror to see the top bolt. I'll show you what that means in a minute. So the starter sits back in here, up in there, and it's difficult. You can see the 3 bolts up in there. That very tippy top one up there is very difficult. You have to go over top of the starter. Even the side one, the bottom one's not so bad, but that side one's not easy to get to either. So this is what you'll see from the bottom side, because this is how the way it goes up in there. You'll be able to see this bolt with the ground wire on it pretty easily. This next one you'll be able to see up from the side, and you'll be able to put your extension. But this very top one is very difficult to get to. Best to put your hand up through here and feel it, but that's why I was able to use the mirror on the side here to see that bolt. This is what it'll look like with your extension reaching back there, and you'll have your ratchet. There's not a lot of playroom. Sometimes you have to use the deep well, but then it'll hit parts of the back side of the frame over back on this side up in there. So it's difficult, and this brace is kind of in your way. Make sure you may want to blow this out or wash it out. A lot of dust was falling on my face and not fun. So it looked like that. And then, like I said, on the tippy top here, it would be like this. And I mean, you couldn't see it all. You're down here, and it's clear up here. This thin bar light from Icon is really great to slide up in there. Plus these mats, if you're going to be working on the ground, these are only like, you can get a roll for like $9. Really handy. They give you this little wire in case your wire broke for the talk to wire, but there's the 10 mil. You take that off right here, and you take the 13 off to get it ready to put on those wires up there. I also cleaned those up with used the brush and cleaned those wired connection points. And all the bolts are either going to get dielectro grease, like for the electro connections, or anti-seize for the bolts that go through and hold the starter.